States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as I ask for a moment of silence for former police officer Frank Perella. Thank you. Roll.
Alderman Tobin.
Here.
Alderman Jean-Francois.
Here.
Alderman Johnson.
Here.
Alderwoman Ram-Kassoon.
Here.
Alderman Kleiner.
Here.
Alderman Green.
Here.
Alderman Witt.
Here.
Alderman Massey.
Here.
President Rodriguez.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Approval of minutes. So
Yeah.
got a motion by Alderman Massey, second by Alderman Witt. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Correspondence.
Nothing this evening.
For the good of the city, today we have the Recreation Department coming up, doing a special presentation.
Dance.
Sounds good.
Good evening, everyone. On Wednesday, November 17th, we had two representatives from our youth programs, Jaden Mezitin and Severia Berthoff. They represented our department at the 12th Annual Youth and Adult Summit. Also in attendance was some of our adult advisors, Nicole Sarakis, the assistant to the superintendent, Contessa Beckford, who's the program coordinator, and Sasha Berthoff, who is a recreation specialist / parent of one of our youth representatives that were there that night. At this summit, youth and adults who participate and get funding from the Orange County Youth Bureau from all over Orange County were there, just to celebrate all the successes that all the various programs had in 2022. Jaden and Severia went up at the dinner, spoke about our programs, gave some amazing testimonies to the program and how it helped inspire them to become leaders within our community. And without further ado, I would like to bring up Jaden Mezitin and Severia Berthoff to share their speeches that they gave that night at the dinner.
Good evening. For me, the Middletown Rec has provided me with a community that has truly allowed me to grow as a person. During the summer, I regularly attended the Rec's Park program, where they would hand out lunches and provide cool things for us to do while there. And while I was there, I met a lot of nice families, and engaging with them really helped me to see different range of perspectives. And I mean, most importantly, it helped me to become more familiar with my community. And being there at all those different parks really personalized Middletown for me. And it's because of those experiences that I seek to not see things now at face value, but rather learn about people and try to find the humanity in them. And secondly, participating in the Rec's youth basketball program helped me to grow in how I treat others. Participating in the program and getting to know the people in it helped me to relate to others from different backgrounds. And playing basketball with them, engaging in a common love, built a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect between us. Even though me and the people there all have our own separate lives and different problems that we face, we can all come together and enjoy one singular thing and leave all of that behind us. And that type of bonds and respect, I think we can learn from as we look to further our communities in our cities, in our state, and in our country as well.
Wow.
Good evening. My name is Severia Berthoff. I'm 13 years old, and I attend Twin Towers Middle School. And yes, you've heard it right. It's another Berthoff. Being born into a such-known family in Middletown serving my community has become second nature. I have taken part in so many activities and functions with the Recreation Department. And growing up, my mom and Grammy, who worked there part-time, would always bring me with them when they would work their events. My aunt, who is Raylan Berthoff, the superintendent for the Parks and Rec, has been working for them longer than I've been alive, so I guess you could say it runs in the family. Now that I am 13 and my mom allows me to choose what activities I would like to take part in, I still turn to the recreation department for their programs, along with all the extra activities I'm involved in, like 845 Elite Basketball and old school sports. I still continue to show up and show out for our community. I have been through a lot in my short life, and something harder than others. I have overcome loss at an early age, and being involved with the recreation department in my community has allowed me to see that I am not alone. We have a community filled with youth just like me. Some go through worse and some have it even harder. I continue to be active in my community as an outlet, a fun different part of life. I continue to reach out to other kids in their time of needs so they could see how much the rec has to offer. The recreation department gives us the youth a chance to thrive and explore in different ways, from boxing to book clubs, cooking classes, soccer clinics, and basketball camps. With many more, they have it all. And for this reason, and not this reason alone, I believe the recreation department has inspired me to be more active in my community. It's a positive change of life and a great support system, and I low-key can't wait to work for them. Thank you.
Great job.
As you can see, what we do makes a huge impact on our youth. So I'd like to thank everybody here for continually supporting us in all of our programs, and the amazing staff that we have, all of our adult advisors that are there leading and guiding our youth to better them and inspire them to become active members of our community. So again, thank you all.
Thank you. Great job. Okay, anyone else who would like to address the council?
Good evening. My name is Catherine McMenemy. I live at 19 Willow Place in the city of Middletown. Several months ago, I was here with a suggestion that perhaps the city of Middletown could find its way to an ice rink. I had thought something small. I thought the suggestion was well received. When I came back several months later to see how we had progressed, the mayor informed me that he had gone above and beyond beyond my certainly wildest expectations, and proposing this ice rink that is now in the backyard here for the community here, our children and our families to enjoy. I just want to say thank you to all of you for your support. Thank you to the mayor, who did a great job. He said it would be up and running by the winter, and here it is. Thank you for Jacob and his crew. Thank you to Ray Lynn and her department. I can't thank you enough. I think Middletown has done a great thing here, and I'm so proud to be part of this. You really did. You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Amy Xu. I'm a resident of Middletown. I'm here to announce a very important seminar, which is going to be held by Mount Hope Chinese Association in the Middletown Senior Center on December the 8th. The title of this seminar is To Wake Up to the CCP's Threat. CCP indicates the Chinese Communist Party. So the Chinese Communist Party has infiltrated the United States to an alarming degree, not just to steal economic and military secrets, but also to expand divisions and sway Americans' opinions. The CCP, indicate the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP aims to bring down America in a way, in a very comprehensive multi-domain warfare. Following a doctrine of unrestricted warfare, the CCP regime uses any area of human action as a battlefield economic warfare seeks to destroy U.S. industrial base and create supply chain dependencies. Financial warfare seeks to conjure Wall Street into shifting investments to China. Political warfare seeks to delegitimize the American system of a constitutional republic and fuel Maoist race theories in the United States. If our enemy is waging an unconventional war against us, if we still think the CCP is just a competitor or a collaborator, we will lose the war. So it is very important for us to be aware what's going on now in the world, in our country. So many Americans began to worry about our country and worried about our kids. So they are eager to know what they can do to protect our community and to stop the threat from the CCP. So this event and the CCP threat on August 8th evening will start at 7 o'clock at the Middletown Senior Center. It will provide the deep insight into the activities of the CCP in the United States and a discussion of the unparalleled human suffering communism has brought into the world over the last century. The panel, there are 3 panels. They are all Chinese experts. One is called, his name is Chris, Chris Chappell. He hosts a China Uncensored YouTuber. He has about 2 million people, followers. Also, another panel is called, whose name is Kay Rebeck. She's the author of Who Are China's Walking Dead? A personal journey into the strange world of communist culture and communist culture. And both sides of Kay's family had escaped communist regimes, which put her in the unique position of being able to offer an educated and personal perspective of the ways in which totalitarian communists operate against their own citizens. We have had 2 seminars like this, one at Mount Hope, one at Port Jervis, and we received a lot of good feedback, and American people really care about our community, our area, and they wanted to help us to do more of this seminar. That's why the Mount Hope community decided to do one in Middletown. So I'd like to invite everyone to go there to support this event, because if we don't do this, our country is going to be in danger, and in our community, we also will suffer. So I also want to thank the Middletown government, the mayor, and every council. That you have been doing a great job. I have been here for 6 years. I find this town is the town that upholds the justice and care about our residents. That's why I volunteer to do this. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Remarks of department heads. Economic development.
Good evening, everyone. Just want to say we had an outstanding tree lighting celebration. Probably the largest we've had. I want to thank everybody I'll try to thank everybody, but there was truly a community parade, a community lighting. The bid team, Joseph, Aiden, Paramount team along, Stefania and Eileen did a tremendous job with the organization of the parade and the lighting. City departments, Jacob, DPW, his deputy Ross Mastria, Chief Wanchu and the police department, Chief Barber for securing Santa's ride. I mean, that's the hit of the night. And the Parks and Rec Department, Ray Lynn and her entire staff. And of course, thanks to the Our Lady of Mount Carmel School and Parish this year for donating the tree. And just everybody, the parade had about 500 participants, floats, city departments. I hear there's a little competition going on with with floats for next year. Buddy the Elf was, I don't know. So, a great night, kicked off our Small Business Saturday weekend and all that stuff, holiday season. The menorah lighting is coming up Monday, December 19th at 4:30 at Run for Downtown Park. We're working with Temple Sinai and the Rabbi. So that's December 19th at 4:30. And also tonight there's a resolution on the agenda approving some temporary borrowing for the infill project, development project that we've been working on to establish an account line in the capital fund. As you know, we secured $1 million grant through Senator Skoufis. You voted on the grant in November, and also we secured, and the council approved, Rand Commercial to serve as our broker because this infill project requires some acquisition of property. And the mayor also has briefed you all along, and also over the weekend, he sent out an update, an email to everyone. So with that said, unless you have any questions.
Alderman Kleiner.
Thank you. Maria, I just wanted to mention that a couple of people mentioned to me who weren't able to attend the tree lighting, but watched it on TV, and they said what an excellent job everybody did. It was really good. Felt like they didn't miss a thing, so
Thank you.
I wanted to pass that
Shout
along.
out to Eileen, who's behind that door for the Facebook and all that, so, yeah.
Very good.
The
Thank you.
streaming, yep, thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Maria.
Thanks.
DPW Commissioner.
Good evening, all. I'm going to start off with the reporting to the public, and the council has been advised, but the council as well, about the taste issues that we have in our finished water. Water, as much as it looks it's easy to treat and to handle, it is until something goes wrong. And there are several things that could be going wrong, and it's very hard to put your hands on what's going on, and it takes time to get to it. So we regret, deeply apologize and regret this taste issue. I take it personally because I spend my life in the water and wastewater industry. It's something that could not help. Unfortunately, there was an algae bloom in the reservoir that required treatment. What happens is when you kill the algae, you have taste and odor issues in the water because that's what the algae gives out. There was an alternate process in the treatment. I don't want to get into the weeds of things about dissolved air flotation, which is different process in there, but unfortunately we don't have that process. Our water treatment plant performed excellent, produced excellent first quality water for years since it was built back in 2010, and now we just got smacked in the head, for the water did humble us to tell us, hey guys, don't take things for granted and keep your eyes wide open and explore all the time and find different technologies and so on and so forth. So with that being said, I think we did find a solution for this problem right now, which is basically diverting all our water intake to Highland. Today we finished the last piping adjustment to enable us to take the water from Highland only. There's still some mix coming in from Manhagan. It's not 100%, but we feel confident that I think we got it. We got the issue. I'm there all the time now, and we're tasting the water, and it's getting better, but it's going to take a while for it to go throughout the distribution system because, as you know, we have water in the pipe. It's going to take a while for it to dissipate. We have water storage tanks that are holding water right now with that musty, earthy taste to it, and it's going to take some time, but we're working on it. Tomorrow, we're going to be testing new chemicals in there that possibly could help with the situation. COVID did hurt us as well. A proven technology that will help with the taste and odor is granular activated carbon, which we do have in our filters. Each year, we refresh and replace or regenerate a media in one of the filters. Each year we do one filters, 1 out of 3. This year, because of COVID and the supply chain and so on and so forth, it was not regenerating the granular activated carbon. It was replacing it completely. So Calgon, which is one of the biggest companies in the world, indeed, and this country that handles granular activated carbon, they pushed us back from April until now. We're targeted middle of this month to replace it. So if that would have been there, would have helped a little bit, but that's 1 filter out of 3. And so that's another contributing factor to the issue. So it was cumulative of factors, including the algae. And again, I don't want to just keep going back and forth about it, but that's the reason why we are purchasing the watershed in there around the properties around our watershed in order to preserve it, make sure there is no industrial waste, there is no phosphorus, there is no nitrogen product in there, which promotes the algae growth in our reservoirs. So that's where we are. Again, my deepest apology. I take this matter personally, and I've been there, spending all my time up there with the guys, with the operators. It's the same operating firm that ran the plant for the past 12 years. They're still the same firm. The founder of the firm is still involved in this, trying to figure things out. But unfortunately, our hands are tied. But we were able to find another source that's not impacted, which is Highland Reservoir. And hopefully you'll see the results very soon in your water faucets. And again, it's with our deepest regrets that this happened, as we take pride in this operation. Anybody has any comments about this before I go to a different point? Yeah.
Just a question. So the water is completely safe and everything to drink, just to reiterate?
Yeah.
That it's just the taste, it's just the...
Yeah, we just finished, by the way, when it was happening, the Department of Health was doing the annual inspection, and they went through the whole thing with us, and I was there for their inspection. I'm usually there for their annual inspection. And the water has, it's perfectly in compliance with the New York State Department of Health and EPA. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so the next item, before we open the bids today for upgrading our dams at Shuwangang Reservoir, which is 3 dams in there. They will be upgraded in order to comply with the DEC requirements. The bids came in. The lowest one was like $700,000 more than the engineer's price, but we'll go engineer's estimate. And another one was almost in line. So we're going to go through this, and we'll come back and make a recommendation to you guys about which way to go. DEC is after us to submit another schedule within 45 days. That was like a month ago, by the end of this year, end of this month, to tell them when we're going to be upgrading the Manhagan Reservoir dams, and when are we going to be upgrading the Highland Reservoir dams, which is a great expense, obviously, to us, a great expense to the users of the city of Middletown, water basically. And, we're hoping that the federal government, they're spending money on infrastructure and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, dams are not part of it. Hopefully, they will be part of it. Hopefully, our federal elected officials will help out to point that one of the oldest structures in this country are dams. They were built under different regulations. Now, the new regulations are different. They require different configuration, different spillway length, and so on and so forth. And all the dams have to be upgraded. So hopefully the federal government will step in and start providing some grants and some funding for this extremely important. Most of the dams in this country were built like 100 plus years ago. The new dams are not being built since, I think, the 30s or 40s. So they're old structures. They need funding from the federal government. The local taxpayers cannot handle all this expenditure and the requirement to upgrade the dams. So hopefully I'm sure the mayor will be reaching out to our federal elected officials to see if we can do something with that. Traffic operations, our capital projects right now. Traffic operations is winding down. You can see Boyce Excavation, they are just closing up sites right now before the winter hits us. You know, thank God the snow has been delayed a little bit, and we're not impacted with our budget, with the salt and everything like that. So, but Boyce is closing up all open site right now, and then we're going to call it a day. And hopefully February, March, we'll start construction again with that 3-year traffic operation project. Leaf pickups, there's some aldermen in here, they mentioned it to me. Tomorrow we'll be finishing the city once. Tomorrow the first ward will be done. And then we're gonna just go quickly to find any hot spots in there and pick them up. Please do not put any more leaves in there because we have other things to attend to. And that will conclude that. Before you tonight, there is a council resolution for our municipal solid waste and the contract with Interstate Waste Management. We have been negotiating with them, the mayor and myself and the Board of Estimate, and we got some favorable terms, which mirrors another entity that have advertised the bid and all that stuff. So we're going to be tapping into that contract and the same conditions and the same pricing as the other much larger entity than us. That will cause us to increase our price per ton by $5, which is really, it is budgeted for. It's in the current, it's in next year's budget, so we're in good shape. We just we seek your approval on this contract with Interstate Waste Management. And another item before you, there's principal clerk. We're expecting a vacancy in my office for the principal clerk. I just want to emphasize the importance of this principal clerk. She's like the gatekeeper for all our finances in DPW. We talk about $30 million and $2 million here and $4 million here in expenditure in capital project, as well as annual operating budget. That's all handled by that one person. She's the gatekeeper before the bills and before the vouchers and before everything else comes to me. Her job is to make sure everything is in line, everything is in compliance with our procurement policy before it comes to me, and for me, I'll be the final check on that. So we have this vacancy. I'm not going to get into the detail of personnel issues, but we were supposed to have like 6 months period, and usually that's how much I would like to have if I'm getting a new deputy commissioner, a new principal clerk. I'd like to have 4 to 6 months, new chief operator for the retiring person or the person who's leaving to work with the new person. But this time we are rushed, so we're trying to get this position filled up as soon as possible, and we're working within the confines of civil service and to get it done ASAP. Otherwise, by the end of this year, we'll be without a principal clerk. Any questions?
Any questions for Jacob? Thank you, Jacob. Fire Chief.
Good evening, everybody. Maria, I just want to say it was a great parade and game on when it comes to the floats. You could tell everybody we had the best float out there. Other than that, we have a resolution before you tonight. I'm hoping for everybody's support in it. It's very big for the fire department. Other than that, I have nothing. Any questions?
Question for the Fire Chief? Thank you, Chief. Okay, Police Chief.
Good evening, all. I have nothing this evening unless you have something for me.
Any question for the Police Chief? Thank you, Chief. Recreation.
Good evening. Just want to update on the ice skating rink. The night of the parade, parade streets were busy. I think the ice skating rink was jam-packed. We couldn't even take a head count of the amount of people that were in and out. We limited it to 20-minute sessions. We went through every pair of skates that night on a continuous 20-minute rollover. At one point, the line was all the way to the road, from the shed to the road, filled with people. Big thank you to the police department. Several of their officers are very big into ice skating and hockey, and they were an extreme help, not only that night, but continuing with advice and lending their knowledge of ice skating to us so we can continue advancing the ice skating rink. Right now, we're averaging, Friday nights, we have the Family Fridays. It's definitely bringing in some families. We're seeing a lot of Toro kids, college students coming out ice skating, and also a lot of couples on Fridays also for the ice skating. And we are happily seeing a lot of teens coming and trying it out. Every now and then you hear that big bang against the boards, and then you know someone's down. But it's going well. We're looking into having some specialized theme nights there, like going along with our music that we have, a music player that we have there, like a disco night, 80s night, 90s night, some glow night. We're also working with the Bid District on doing a candy cane event that flyer just went out today on Facebook for, kind of like an Easter egg hunt, but with candy canes. It had a lot of shares, so we have to get a lot of candy canes. Any questions?
Questions?
Great job.
Great job, really.
Thank you.
Corporation Counsel.
I don't have anything else tonight unless anybody has any questions.
Question for the Corporation Counsel? Thank you. City Clerk?
Nothing this evening.
Question for the City Clerk? All right. Petitions, the public hearings, and petition, and grievance.
Good evening. Notice is hereby given that the City of Middletown will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, December 6, 2022, on or as near to 7:30 p.m. as possible in the Common Council Chambers, second floor at 16 James Street, to hear any and all persons wishing to be heard on the proposed zoning amendment to Section 475-20, C2 Limited Business District, subsection B, uses requiring issuance of both a special use permit and site plan approval by the Planning Board, paragraph 11, offices of the following be, and is hereby further amended by adding a new subparagraph, paragraph 11, to read as follows. Off-site commercial cleaning services, but only in that C2 zoning district bounded by Sprague Avenue, Sterling Street, Academy Avenue, and Genung Street, and further provided that all services must be provided off-site and all large equipment must be stored inside the structure as per the direction of the Planning Board. Persons wishing to be heard will be given an opportunity to speak either for or against the proposed zoning amendment. The proposed zoning amendment is available in the office of the Common Council Clerk, and the public hearing shall be conducted in person via video teleconference and live on Channel 20. By order of the Common Council, Richard McCormick, published 11/29/11/30/2022.
This time, the public hearing is now open. Anyone from the public?
Good evening. I'm Joanne Ives Cudney, and this is my husband, George Cudney. In reference to that, the cleaning company, we're wondering what kind of chemicals are going to be stored in there. Like, are they hazardous, or what is exactly going to be stored in there?
They're a property management company. They have several, like, I don't think they have chemicals. They manage properties.
What's that mean? So no chemicals? No. Okay, are there going to be offices?
There's office there now.
And how many trucks are we talking?
They said 2 to 3 trucks that will be there. And there are zoning, when we talked to Alex, everything has to be enclosed and stay inside.
And parking. I'm assuming they're having employees.
Correct.
So where would the employees park?
They'll park in the parking lot.
Okay. Anything else?
Basically, I just want to know if there was chemicals.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Nope, anytime. Anyone else?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Meila. I'm from Mount Hope Chinese Association. And
This is only for a public hearing. Not for public.
Not
comments.
public speech?
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Anyone from the public on the public hearing? Any councilman, alderman have any issues or concerns? No? Motion to close?
Motion made.
Motion by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Green. All in favor? Public hearing's now closed. Okay, remarks of Alderman Massey.
Maria, you and your entire group and all the other departments that collaborated on the tree lighting, thank you very much. Everyone did a fantastic job. I am sorry I wasn't able to be there. I was down and out, but I did watch it, and all the comments that I've heard throughout the community have been nothing but positive. Along with the ice skating, that's a home run. And then finally, if my math is correct, tomorrow is the 81st anniversary of Pearl Harbor Day, so please give remembrance to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Witt.
Thank you. Just a reminder where there will be no first ward meeting on December 14th. Neither Alderman Massey or myself are available on that day, so we will see you in January, I hope. And I also want to echo my congratulations on a great job on the parade and the tree lighting. It just seems to just get bigger and bigger, and I heard nothing, and I also saw the Facebook live stream. That was really a cool thing, a cool element. I happen to be in the on the staff for the school district hosting the state semifinals in football. That was a 2-day event, and 2 weeks earlier there was soccer semifinals and championship games that were there. And these are things that have been going on for a while. Soccer since 2010, and the football since 2019. And just a reminder that like what this brings into our community and in the area. I mean, according to the folks at the Orange County Tourism, they've estimated each of these events at $750,000 a weekend. So 1.5 million, it's just, it's nice to see, and it continues. It's going to be 2 more years for each of those, just something to consider. So thank you very much, everybody.
Alderman Green.
Thank you. Alderman Kleiner and I will be having the second ward constituents meeting here on Monday, the 12th at 7 p.m. We'll have a couple little refreshments, holiday things. So we hope to see you here for that. I'll quickly echo just how amazing our tree lighting parade was. The entire weekend, really. It is wintertime in the city, and there's so much to do. And then I just want to give kudos again to the Recreation Department to hear from our youth about the wonderful things that the opportunities they're given are really enhancing their lives in more ways than just providing a place to go and an activity to do. It's really putting civic-minded thoughts in their heads and really helping them grow. So kudos to the Rec Department for everything you do and all the activities you provide, everyone. So thank you again.
Alderman Kleiner.
Thank you. I just want to send my condolences out to begin with the officer, Frank Farella. Frank was a great Middletown police officer. He's also went on to be a pilot and a commercial pilot and a pilot instructor, and he had several different careers. Plus he was my classmate and was a big part of our reunion this year, and so we will miss him. I want to thank the people who turned out for the tree lighting. I thank everyone who put it together, but I have never seen the street so packed, and the whole downtown was just filled with Middletown residents and well-wishers, and so that's what really made it a great celebration. So thank you to everyone who turned out. Something to think about. Oh yeah, our second ward constituents meeting, but we're thinking that we will not try and have a January or February constituents meeting. So I know the weather can get a little dicey, so if anyone has any real issues, or any real concerns, we can have it. But we will be here next Monday, hopefully, some cider and donuts or something like that, in the holiday spirit. I know the American Legion Post 151 is doing a commemoration of Pearl Harbor Day, and they do one every year, and that will be tomorrow. I'm not sure of the time, at 10 or 11. The warming station had 17 people stay overnight on their opening night, and that's the lowest number they've had so far. The people staying there have been in the mid-20s, the number of people staying. So they are definitely going through the meals and going through the food and going through the supplies. So again, it's middletownwarmingstation.com, and you can go to put in take them a meal and go to the part where it says you put in warming station, and then you put in password meal. And if you can sign up to feed hungry people any night, you go down the list and you see what nights are available. Let me give you the number. If you really have a question about it, they're giving out cards with the number, and the number is 845-604-1402. And you can get answers to any of your questions about it. This is the, okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't find, I knew I had one other thing to say to, for people to think about. Our citywide cleanup next year, we're hoping to do it on Earth Day, which is April 22nd. So I want to get that date out there and get people in City Hall and people in the community, in the school system, et cetera, to look at Saturday, Earth Day, April 22nd, and make sure there are no conflicts with that day. And if there aren't, we can start talking about it right at the beginning of the year. So I think that would be a good thing. Hopefully, Georgia comes through for us on election night tonight. We're here, so we don't have the results. I don't have a smartphone to check it, but I've never seen a choice quite like that one. So, we do take an oath to defend the Constitution. We're not considering suspending it. And I think just hope everyone shows up for the menorah lighting. That's the Run for Downtown Park, and that's December 19th at 4:30. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Reckless-Home?
Good evening. I just want to say, when it comes to that ice skating rink, I think you need to take a little credit as well, because you came in here and brought us this great idea. And while the city departments and rec took it and ran with it, I mean, we might not have had it all if you hadn't come in and shared your idea with us. So thank you to you. You should take a little bit of ownership of that. It's been wonderful. That being said, the tree lighting is by far my favorite night in Middletown. Just being out, I mean, it's a perfect example, a cross-section of our community. Everybody's out. Everybody's having a good time together. We've got music on, and it's just amazing. I love every piece of it, in the parade, seeing all the kids and families, and it was just wonderful. Obviously, the weather did us a huge favor, so it may turn out a breeze after last year where we were like sub-zero freezing. This was a nice treat, and it was just an amazing night. As usual, it's always amazing. My thanks to everyone involved, and you're right, the people who came. I love being a part of this community. It's awesome.
Alderman Johnson?
Well, I'll go with the flow. I think success is taking something complicated and making it look easy.
and I think the parade night was an example of that. So congratulations to all. Thank you.
Alderman John Francois.
Yes, good evening. Kudos to Maria and her staff and everyone that was involved with the tree lighting. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend, but I did watch it online. You guys did an excellent job. Also, DPW, this is the first year after the holidays, our residents get to use both bins, the recyclable bins and the garbage bin, due to extra garbage on Thanksgiving Day, after Thanksgiving. And these gentlemen did an excellent job picking up. They did a wonderful job, so I'm glad you get to see that working. So look forward for next year. Thank you very much.
Tobin?
Thank you. I start out a little bit of a gripe. Next time we talk about plumbing, while it's fresh in my head, a leak in my radiator, I'm trying to get a pipe replaced. We have 13 plumbers on the list. I went through 6 of them before I finally got in touch with someone to get people I've used before. No one called me back, or they only do commercial, or so it was definitely frustrating trying to get someone over there. And I still have a bucket in my basement now trying to catch the water. I got to empty out once a day until I get someone over. But definitely could use a few more plumbers on that list. I mean, just while it's fresh in my head. The CCP thing, thanks for, I didn't know what that stood for, so thanks for letting us know. I appreciate that. I know they're having protests over there for freedom of speech and other things, so we'll see. Definitely involved. I know there was somebody running for Congress recently in Long Island that they totally were trying to make up stuff against the person, so they're definitely involved in the United States. And on the parade, it was great. I loved being part of it. My son was in the marching band. We were up in the front. Definitely a youth event. I mean, the youth were out there. They make the parade. They were from the mighty, the football guys. I swear they were going to lose their voices behind me screaming to all the different participants. But it was great to see the youth involved. And all of our events, the community cleanup and the strong connection with the school, which I think has gotten stronger. So it's a great community event, and I think it's, and thanks for also getting out there. I saw advertisements and people are mentioning on the radio and TV, so we definitely got a good splash. And everybody was involved and dressed up, so thank you guys, and passing out candy canes and whatnot. So thank you. I think it was a great event. And the ice skating, I'm excited about. I mean, I think one things of a downtown like Middletown is we need to get people here on the weekends. You know, they might work here, but we need to get people to come down here and actually have a reason to. And then they might go shopping and get a meal. And so, you know, recreational activities like the karate, the ice skating, the skate park, all bring people down to our city, which is definitely what's going to help us moving forward. And it's great. I'm not going to ice skate. I'm afraid to fall. I was younger, I didn't mind, but now it's 250 pounds going down. I'm not doing that.
New business.
Good evening. We have a resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin authorizing a proposal from Granicus for electronic meeting agenda management services.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, seconded by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ramkasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey authorizing an agreement with the Port Jervis Humane Society.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Witt. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ramkasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt authorizing an agreement with the Middletown Humane Society.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Alderman Johnson.
It's time for my annual disclosure statement. I do rounds at the shelter twice a week. I do much pro bono, some for pay work, and I feel qualified to vote, but I want everybody to know that. And for better or worse, next month will represent my 40th year anniversary of my affiliation with the Humane Society. So, good ride, and I hope to keep it going. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ramkasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. A resolution sponsored by Alderman Green authorizing a $4,000 budget transfer within the Golden Area budget to cover fuel for the shuttle bus.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean-Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ramkasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner authorizing the temporary borrowing of $1,970,000 from the general fund balance by the Department of Economic and Community Development.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Kleiner, second by Alderman Consoom. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Ram Kasoon authorizing Bonnie Massey to work as a temporary part-time clerk in the Department of Public Works.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Consoom, second by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Alderman Massey.
Yeah, I just want people to know there's no relationship here whatsoever, so anyone out there.
Different spelling.
Different spelling, exactly, thank you.
Anyone else? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez. Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson authorizing a rate increase for interstate waste services for solid waste disposal for 2023.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Kleiner. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Jean Francois authorizing a $35,613.57 budget transfer from the general fund to cover college programs for the police department.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman John Francois, seconded by Alderman Witt. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin authorizing a $75,000 budget transfer from the general fund to establish a temporary borrowing for the fire department's burn simulator.
A resolution sponsored by Alderman Tobin, seconded by Alderman John Francois. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson authorizing a type of use addition to the C2 zoning district.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Johnson, seconded by Alderman Green. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Abstain.
Motion carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt, accepting the resignation of Dean Coleman from the Middletown Housing Authority and appointing Reginald Steed to serve at the balance of the term.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Witt, seconded by Alderman Massey. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries. Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green authorizing release of covenants and restrictions for 25 Mill Street.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Green, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Any discussion? Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries.
Audit.
Mr. President, I move the accounts be audited, the claims be adjusted, and the city treasurer be authorized to issue warrants for their payment.
Resolution sponsored by Alderman Massey, seconded by Alderman Johnson. Roll.
Tobin.
Aye.
Jean Francois.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Ram Kasoon.
Aye.
Kleiner.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Witt.
Aye.
Massey.
Aye.
President Rodriguez.
Aye.
Carries.
Move for adjournment.
So moved.
Moved. Second.
Aye.
Aye.